from our experience, not all influencers are super creative or super initiative. For example, if you're a fitness app, it's better to go on Instagram or TikTok. If it's a game, mid-core or hardcore game, definitely Twitch. And it's safer here to run the campaign with a bigger name. But before doing that, you need to test the waters with the smaller ones.
Hey everyone, welcome to Apptica Talks podcast. We haven't recorded for a while as Apptica was traveling all around the world and participated in a few conferences. We're back and we're getting used to our office routine, and I'm happy to revive our conversations with another great expert. This time, please welcome Kristina Nikeenko, Head of Influencer Marketing at Zorka.Agency. And judging from the Kristina's position, you may guess that today we're going to talk about influencer marketing, and to be more precise, about common campaign mistakes and how to avoid them. Hey, Kristina, thanks for being with us today. Are you ready to enlighten us?
Hi, Ksenia. Thank you so much for intro. How are you doing today? I'm ready to enlighten you.
Great. Yes, I'm pretty excited because this topic, I would say it's quite popular nowadays, and the industry is talking about the influencers, how to choose them at the right course, as there are many arguments and many impediments around that. And for me, it's like a minefield. So you need to bear in mind many factors to ensure the successful campaigns. And it's great that today we have the experience of Zorka, and we can share this experience and learn from your experience. So before we start, could you please tell us briefly about your background? For how long have you been in the industry? For how long have you been working with the influencers?
Sure, I will try to make it brief. So basically, I'm managing influencer marketing division at Zorka.Agency, as you already mentioned, and with a vast experience spanning 5 years. I have specialized in promoting different products, offline products, mobile apps, as well as mobile games. We are influencers on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch worldwide. As a part of my role, I'm also responsible for adapting our product for ever-evolving landscape, since you know that this market is not stable and there are a lot of changes. So the reason of me being here today, I think that the area of my expertise lies in helping product teams and crafting effective influencer marketing campaigns. And in order to do so, you need to take into consideration different obstacles, challenges, and also mistakes that you need to avoid in order to increase the chances of positive ROI campaigns. So I'm here to share my knowledge and make sure that you're aware of those blind zones.
Yeah, sounds both exciting and challenging. I mean, your position. Great. So I suggest we divide our questions and all these problems into two camps. First, let's start with the product issues that may arise, and then move to the marketing ones and discuss it in a more detailed ways. So talking about the application, so mainly we're talking about the mobile applications today. So what may go wrong from the product angle? So what here we shouldn't neglect?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Let's start from the product perspective. So launching a campaign when the product is not ready can lead to controversial results. What do I mean by not ready? Is the situation when there are some bug experience or lack of localization or low ratings at apps. All of it can damage your brand's reputation as well as influencers' reputation. So before diving into influencer marketing, ensure that your product is polished and ready for users. Mm-hmm. And even if there are some technical issues, be transparent with your audience. I'll give you some example from our experience. We've been launching the campaign for VPN, and during the campaign, some technical issues are appeared. Some of the users were not able to log into the system from certain geos. So we decided to be transparent, and influencers were mentioning that, yes, the product is aware of this issue, but at the same time, the support team works 24/7. And if there are some issues, don't hesitate to contact them. They will help you right away. And if not, if you won't be able to log into the system, you will get your money back. So in this way, were able to increase the conversion rate and also to build the loyalty of the user because they felt safe and secured, making sure that, okay, if
there is
goes
this
wrong,
trust. Yes, the audience trusts you because you are not afraid of admitting that actually you have some problems and you're solving them. You mentioned like the phrase is to polish the product, but how can we understand that your product is polished? Because every time you have some bugs, you have some complaints, I guess it's from my perspective, you can never be sure that your application works 100%.
Of course, like application, it's not $100 note, which everyone will like, there could be some bugs or some technical issues, as I already mentioned, but you need to take into consideration something serious that can really influence user experience. If some minor issues appear, it's fine. Just don't highlight it in your creatives and don't mention it to the brief. But if something major appeared, just be transparent.
Mm-hmm. Clear. And concerning the localization, so how local should you be in terms of, maybe it's only about the language or about the culture also before launching this campaign? So you should only translate the app, or maybe you should go further?
It depends on the geo you're launching campaign at. If you work with Asia or LATAM, you definitely need not only translate, but localize your app and all the creatives which are used. That's just because people won't understand your approach if it's not localized. But speaking about, I don't know, Germany or Netherlands, of course, you can launch the product which is in English. You don't need to translate into the local language. So it all depends on the geo, I would say.
Clear. And local influencers, I guess, for Asia and Latam, it's better rather than the European figures, just to build these bonds of trust and loyalty. Yes, before this recording, we were discussing with you some links, but I'm not an expert, but you were mentioning that it's better to build to integrate some special links to track the campaign, not only during the set time but beyond. So could you please expand on that? I don't know whether you understand what I am talking about. Like deep links or something.
Yeah, we recommend to use hybrid links, like deep links, which hybrid. Can just only one link that can depends on the device that will lead you to the right place. Either it's a landing page or store directly. Why do we recommend it? Just because it's easier for users to link on the one link, just like to select from 3 or 4. It will decrease the chance of users to go to organic traffic. But before launching the campaign, you need to make sure that your tracking system is in place because it will help you to measure the campaign's results accurately. So invest some time in conducting tests. I would recommend you to create those hybrid links and to give it to the new users, maybe, I don't know, 5 or 10 new users, and also old users that used your app in the past but stopped doing it for a while, in order to see if all this traffic is attributed to this campaign. And if no, just evaluate what percentage of user is not tracked, and take it into consideration while you evaluating the final results after the campaign.
But what are the advantages of these hybrid links in comparison with the classic traditional ones?
So you just need one link. to place into the comment section or in the video description. Some users, like when you open, for example, YouTube on your phone, you will see their upper part of the description. So you won't be able to see all 3 links unless you open it up. So when you see one link, you just click and it will bring you to the store or to the landing page, depending on the what device you use. So it decreases the chance of the user to go to organic traffic.
So yeah, because the user can see this contact, I don't know, today or in a month or in a year, but still, if even in a year, the attribution system will track this user as the one coming from the influencer source, right?
Yeah, that's true. But if you use even 3 tracking links, not hybrid tracking, it would also attribute this user in a year or 1 month. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying that one link, it's more efficient.
It's easier, yes.
Yeah.
It's easier to put one link. Okay, so are there any other maybe some issues with infrastructure or the product that could destroy the campaign?
I wouldn't say like destroy, but something that you need to take into consideration, it's QR codes and promo codes. So the number of users who watch the content from TV, tablets is growing rapidly. So it's better to use QR codes in your creatives to track down those users. And speaking about the promo codes, it also could be super effective way to track your users, just because we all know that about 30% or even more go to organic. So they just search your app in the store or on Google, just avoiding clicking some random links. And the promo code will help you out to track down those users even like a long time after the campaign. So it's really effective tracking tool.
There are some bonuses that might come with the install and download. Okay, yeah, it's clear. So for me personally, yeah, I would rather not click a link. So if I see the campaign, I go directly. I'm this user. So exactly, I'm going to the store, just searching for this application, and then looking through the conditions and checking everything what I've seen previously in the creative. Yeah. It's not easy to track me. Okay, so if we are talking about the marketing issues, so from what I've heard and from what I know in the industry, so everyone is talking about that it's getting harder and harder to find the right influencer at a reasonable cost. It used to be easier before, but now we have so many influencers, so many stars, celebrities, I don't know, of different niches, of different levels. So you might be lost completely while searching for your star to push and boost your app. So what recommendations could you give us here? So what mistakes, what are the common mistakes, how to avoid frauds and fake ones? How do you, what is your selection process at Zorka?
In order to identify the right influencer for the campaign, we start from competitor analysis. We don't want to waste money on multiple tests. We would rather invest some money in the research and see what brands work with what category, with bloggers from what categories and what platforms. And based on this approach, we can find some look-alike influencers, or maybe even launch a campaign with the ones who promoted the product multiple times. So it's one of the signs that that vlogger, whatever you call it, showed a great result in the past for your competitor. But if, for example, some of your competitors were silent or they didn't launch any campaigns and you need to build your strategy from the scratch, I would recommend you to use some tools, third-party tools for looking for the influencers. If you, for example, start up or you don't have resources to invest in those tools, you can do just a manual search. But when you identify the right influencer based on the content and start negotiation process, make sure that you request the statistics from the channel itself. In this way, you won't be able to avoid those fraudsters, I would say, influencers who have fake users. Requesting screenshots from their analytics can help you a lot, and you will be able to see the audience, the demographics, and also the retention during the video and during the promo. And in this way, you will be able to build the right approach to the audience and come up with the right messaging.
And can you name maybe some of these tools that you've mentioned, ready-made tools, I mean?
Like I can mention the one we use. It's IQ Data and Hype Train. And for competitor analysis, if you need, you can use UseCan and Thought Leaders. Those are great tools, to be honest. But it's hard to find one tool which can cover all your needs, unfortunately. Yeah. Maybe one day I will be lucky.
No, it's better to use maybe several tools to compare the data, not just rely on one source. I guess it's a wise strategy. And while you were talking about the statistics, so I wonder if there are any marketers out there who are ready to sign the contract with the influencer without checking the statistics, because I guess it's so obvious to request the numbers and then to follow these numbers. So it's something like a must. But then about the screenshots, I know maybe it's in the hypothetical world, but is it possible to put the wrong numbers, fake numbers in this screenshot with special programs? So how can you detect that these numbers are not correct? Is it in the ongoing campaign already that you understand that something goes wrong, or how it's better to manage?
Of course, screenshots can be photoshopped.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we've faced that in the past. It's mostly related to Instagram. In order to avoid Photoshop, we were asking to make a screencast of their screen. Some of them were refusing, of course, but some were willing to provide the statistics. But since we use those third-party tools, for us, the main thing is just to compare the screenshots and actual data that is provided by third-party tool. If it's plus minus the same, that's good. We're on a safer side. But if we see some major differences, this is a red flag.
So, and you'd rather not continue with this influencer, clear. And about the audience, you check the audience for one influencer, for another influencer. So what strategy is better here from your experience again? Is it better to cooperate with one big influencer, or it's better to choose several smaller, I would say, influencers, but in total, you would reach the same audience in terms of numbers?
Yeah, like a lot of marketers are focusing or prefer to focus on micro influencers or niche channels, but without considering a broader landscape, it can limit your campaign reach. So I personally suggest to combine some micro and niche channels with a middle medium and bigger influencers in order to diversify your risks. Because in influencer marketing campaign, it doesn't work like not every influencer will show you the great results. That's why it's better to test different categories from different platforms and different sizes. If, for example, some medium or big influencer will show like outstanding results, it can cover all the campaigns. But if there would be a lot of small, micro influencers with a kind of narrow reach, the chances of getting on plateau are low.
I'm curious here about 2 points. So the first one, can huge influencers fail? I mean,
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you sign a huge star with a huge audience, and I believe that the statistics there, the numbers are great, but they didn't provide you with the expected results. That's the first point I'm curious about. And the second one, how I see that with micro influencers, you can reach, like, targeted audience better, because like that this micro influencer is a specialized one, and it's focused on this type of audience. And with big influencers, it's quite vague, the audience itself. So how to manage again here?
It all depends on the category of blogger. If he comes from entertainment niche, or I don't know, some pranks, or just humor, yes, the audience is super wide. It's not niche at all. But if we speak in, for example, about some gaming channel that is specialized on one title, so more likely his audience will be all interested in some sort of brand or game. So it's safer here to run the campaign with a bigger name. But before doing that, you need to test the waters with the smaller ones.
And the big influencers can fail because you reacted. Yeah.
Of
That's
course.
sad to hear.
Yeah, for example, I don't know, invest in all your influence marketing budget to, I don't know, PewDiePie can be quite risky.
Yeah, so it's better to diversify the channels. Yeah, also might be wise. Okay, so we have this influencer. We've chosen a great one. So now we need to negotiate the campaign itself with him or with her. So I know that there might be some mistakes again and some issues with the brief itself. So it might be ill-conceived. There might be a lack of assets. So what should we focus on here?
Yeah, like providing influencers with a vague or poorly throughout brief can actually lead you to content that doesn't align with your brand. And that's why it's really important to think it through and to include all the main aspects about the product, what to do and not to do. From our experience, super creative briefs sometimes don't bring better results. Like, yes, everyone say that the creativity is the key, but not always, to be honest. In very performance-oriented campaigns, strict briefs can bring a better results than just in the situation when you give this creative freedom to the influencer and he can show whatever he wants, even so he knows his audience better. So in any creatives, it's better to test few approaches and select the one that works the best for you.
So influencer can suggest, right, the approach, and he or she has a say in the brief, but mainly all the rules are dictated by the marketers and marketing team, right?
In ideal world, yes, but some marketers are not experienced, so they don't really know what works better. That's why they prefer to put this responsibility on influencers. But from our experience, not all influencers are super creative or super initiative, and they will come to you and say, let's do this and it will work. They say, okay, I will read I don't know, description of your app on the app store and then mention it in a boring way in my video. So it's better for us, like marketers, to be more proactive and think it through. What do we really want influencers to mention during their creatives?
So, but what if, for example, you see this creative running through different channels and you are not satisfied with the results? Can you ask this influencer to redo to record again this video, or it's everything is under some conditions that you put beforehand? Because I've heard many arguments that some influencers, they rejected to proceed with some refunds and to try again with the creatives, and there were many problems with that. So have you ever encountered this experience?
Of course, in the situation when influencer doesn't bring the performance that we expected, we are asking them to come up with some additional promo post. They don't usually make a totally new video, but some of them are willing to contribute and provide some extra post and make some extra mile in order to achieve your goals, but not all of them. That's why I recommend you to think about your legal agreement and include as many clauses there as possible. Some of the influencers, they have legal advisors, or they work for talent agencies with the lawyers who will go through all the agreement and will fight for every clause, but not all of them. Influencers who work independently, they might not be that strict or not going through the details and sign whatever you provide them. So it's better to include some responsibility. For example, if they don't reach some expected amount of views, they are obligated to make the promo once again, or they are giving you legal rights for the content. So in this way, you will be able to use this creative in your performance marketing campaigns. Or they are obligated to provide screenshot of the statistics after the campaign, because some of them, after getting money, they don't want to do anything, even like providing a screenshot. So it's better to think about every aspect of the campaign in advance and include everything in the legal agreement.
Yeah, so it's better to put everything on paper just to be on the safe side. Yeah, quite logical. And what about the channels? I mean, we have the influencer, we have the creative. We need to run this creative through various channels. And when I'm talking about the influencer marketing, the first thing I have in mind is TikTok and YouTube. So maybe there are other channels worth considering when you set up the influencer campaign that also can bring you some good results, or it's better to just put your budget on TikTok and YouTube because it's proven to be the best ones with influencers.
It all depends on your goal. If you want to get just brand awareness campaign, I would recommend you to go on TikTok because the traffic there is cheaper. But if you are eager for performance, I would recommend to be multi-platform. It's one of the trends where marketers and like influencers, they post the ads on different platforms depending where they active at. It can be YouTube, Twitter, some groups on Discord, Instagram, Twitch, whatever. Like be everywhere where your audience is.
So with the same creative, or you need to come up with various ideas for every platform, because maybe there are some specific criteria or specific requirements?
It's better to look, as we were talking about localization, it's the same way. It's better to localize their creative according to their to the platform and the formats there. But what I see on the market, not everyone is adjusting the creatives, and sometimes they're just posting the same type of content everywhere, just because it's usually free of charge, or they need to pay less for that. But if influencer needs to come up with 5 different creatives for every platform, it will be like multiply by 5.
And to talk numbers and analytics, what platform, apart from TikTok and YouTube, would you recommend? Like number 3 and number 4 and 5, just 3 more?
I think it all depends on on your product. For example, if you're a fitness app, it's better to go on Instagram or TikTok. If it's a game, mid-core or hardcore game, definitely Twitch and YouTube. Or if some app for audio books, for example, every platform can work.
So it doesn't matter. Okay, so and where do you find some insights and maybe case studies for yourself, just to be updated about everything is going on, because our industry, mobile in general, and influence industry is evolving constantly. So maybe you can recommend some media sources or some other resources to dive into.
I think one of the best ways is to monitor platforms' blogs. They're constantly send some updates about the platforms and algorithms, and also some interesting news. I personally follow blogs of different influencer marketing and digital marketing agencies, because they share their own cases, experience, and some interesting updates and researches. And speaking about Zorka, we have our team who is monitoring the news on a monthly basis and having this some reports at the end, like presentation and reports at the end of the month, which we also share it with our clients. So this is also a great source of information, and maybe we can share one with Apptica.
Yeah, great. So I guess I can put the link in the description for this episode, so our audience can read and dive into the blog section, just maybe to find some more insights there. And I've missed the point about money, so I don't know why. So what's the average, just out of the curiosity, what's the average budget for influencer? I know that it might depend on the product, on the influencer level, but maybe there is this minimum amount where you can start. For example, for $200 you can do nothing, but if you at least have 1,000, then you can expect some results. Are there any benchmarks here?
Budget is I think it's a sensitive topic, just because the budget itself doesn't make any sense without the goal you want to reach. So I would suggest to start from there. Okay, I want to get 100 installs. Then understanding your average conversion rate, you can calculate how many views do you need to get in order to get that many installs. And based on that, you can estimate the budget. So the prices depend on geo. For example, average prices in English-speaking countries like US, Canada, Australia, and so on YouTube, it's about $20-$30 per 1,000 CPM. Speaking about Latin American countries, it will be $7-15, and so on. So.
So yeah, the differences are drastic, yes. Yeah, so a lot of maths here to understand your budget. Okay, so I'm running out of questions. So if you would like to continue this conversation with Kristina, you can contact her on LinkedIn and via email. If Kristina permits me, I will leave all the contact details in the description as well, so you can continue this dialogue and follow Zorka official website and the blog section. We will put all the links below the episode, so be sure to look them through and follow Apptica for more episodes and for more updates. And we have several reports on the ways about gaming, about UGC creatives, by the way, and 3 more courses in our academy, so you can also learn some more stuff about mobile world and mobile applications. So thank you, Kristina, for sharing your knowledge and for being with us today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Ksenia. Thank you, listeners. Thank you for having me here. It was a pleasure.